championship begins with one small step. It starts with the effort you bring. Whether you win or lose, what matters is that you have a common goal. And to reach that goal, it takes a united team acting as one. We come together to witness these heroes of the hardwood pour their heart and soul onto the court. This is Wendy's High School Hoops on MyTV WQMY.
Welcome inside Riverside High School in Taylor, Lackawanna County. Tonight, it's the Lackawanna League Division III showdown between the Dunmore Bucks and the Riverside Vikings. Good evening, everyone. I'm Bob Ide, joined courtside tonight by Doug Walsh. And Doug, still a lot to play for, even though these two teams might be out of the chase for the Division II title.
Yeah, Dunmore probably has an outside chance with 2 losses in the second half, but they want to get a better seeding in the District II playoffs.
Let's talk about the Bucks coming off a tough loss to Holy Cross the other night. They have a super sophomore in Daniel Walsh.
Danny Walsh averaging over 12 points a game, 7 rebounds, and he gets 3 assists a game. Great at penetrating, and he can get to the foul line. He shoots 71% from there.
Riverside lost the other night to Old Forge in overtime. They get Evan Karuba back, and they're excited about that.
Well, he's been dinged up a little bit with injuries, but he's back. He also averages 12 points a game, and he gets the ball into the lane, and he gets to the foul line. He's been there 105 times this year.
In their first meeting, Dunmore won by 11. So keys to the game tonight, up first, the Dunmore Bucks.
Well, if you're Dunmore, you've got to stop Karuba. He had 27 of their 48. And they also want to play a faster paced game, so they want to push the ball off their defense and rebounding. For Riverside, conversely, they want to slow Dunmore down, force them to play in the half-court offense, and they must stop penetration because he opens up spots for you, and he opens up his teammates, and he can finish.
It is senior night here at Riverside. They would like to go out on a winning note. Can they beat the Bucks here tonight when we return? It's the opening tip and the starting lineups.
You're watching Wendy's High School Hoops on MyTV WQMY.
We are back at the home of the Vikings in Riverside. We're in Taylor. We welcome you inside MyTV WQMY for High School Hoops. Rick Bureau reading them here, Doug Walsh, and we are ready for basketball here in Lackawanna County. Senior night here. We had ceremonies before, hence the late start. That just wrapped up, so we are ready and set for some Lackawanna League basketball here on MyTV. As you can see, the starting lineups taken care of now on the floor, so we'll check out the lineups ourselves first for the Bucks coming in. Cordero gets the start. Fangio and Walsh, Grippy and Borgia round out your starting 5, Doug.
Well, they starting 3 seniors. Ross Cordero's getting, Nate Fangio's getting more time since Tommy Doherty broke his finger, so they have some experience there with the 3 seniors.
On the opposite side for Riverside, we'll check them out. The seniors getting the start tonight, and it will be senior Marcos Echeverria. He plays the center, tough kid. Holman gets the start. He usually comes off the bench. Thiel's there, another senior. Michael Rickard's been playing very well as a freshman. And Evan Karuba, we talked about him in the pregame.
Yeah, they got a lot of experience as well. You know, they have 4 seniors starting along with Rickard, the only freshman. So a tribute to your seniors on your last home game.
Mike Morgan directs the Vikings for a second stint. He's been around 20-some years, 18th here with the Vikings. He did take a couple years off, but he is back leading the way. And typically we see him slow it down a lot, but with this crew, he's kind of matched what they can do, and they do a nice pace as we check out the Viking fans.
Well, I imagine you'll see a lot of half-court sets, and you'll see a lot of man-to-man pressure defense. I think if you're Mike Morgan, Bob, you want to keep this game 40 or under, 40 points or under, and I think if you're Dunmore, you want to get it up to about 45 or higher.
So our referees tonight, Uzo, Williams, and Al Munley here for the start in Lackawanna County. Dunmore, meantime, 14th season for this guy right there, Tony Lacertoso, one of the nicest guys really in the league.
Yeah, he is. He's a nice guy. He played at Dunmore way back in the 70s, and he's been a Dunmore Buck his entire life.
Dunmore will actually play tomorrow. They'll host Western Wayne. The Wildcats are a tough game. We'll talk about that. Now our national anthem. We are set for basketball here in Taylor. Both teams really trying to get back on that winning edge. A couple more games left in the season, then we head right into district play. Both these teams compete in AAA of the District 2 in the new format. There's Mike Morgan. We mentioned him a little bit.
Yeah, Dunmore, Bob, currently the 4 seed, and Carbondale 5 and Riverside 6. So they're tightly bunched there. The last 3 games here will determine where they fall for the district playoffs.
Riverside kind of an up and down season. They do have a very good talent. They lost Karuba for a couple of games, but Riverside feels that they can compete against anybody. And you know what? Talking to Dunmore, they feel the same way. So that AAA, even though those teams down in Wyoming Valley are playing very well, these two teams feel like they can compete.
Yeah, from top to bottom, anybody can beat anybody, that's for sure. Seminary doing a real good job on top. Holy Redeemer at number 2, and then Mid-Valley number 3, and then the Lackawanna guys 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Tip controlled by Holman, Jason Holman, but he was on the half-court line. So we'll go over to Dunmore, and they'll get the first possession of the game. Borgia will run the show, number 15. You know him from the basketball team.
You see straight man-to-man by Riverside.
65 three-pointers on the season for the Bucks. They average, like Doug said, 46 points per game. Tony Lacertoso talked about lack of scoring for this team. They need to find someone to pick up Walsh.
Well, Fangio had a good game last time, and he's off to a good start already.
That's a pretty good start from downtown for Nate Fangio, the senior. 14-3 on the season.
Yeah, he had 17 the last time they played, and he's gaining more confidence. As I said before, he's subbing for Tommy Doherty, who hurt his finger.
The senior Holman gets the first basket. That's apropos. Good player.
You see them go down low. He's got a huge size advantage down there in the post. They're probably going to go to him often.
Depth, not much on either team. Both teams, what, go about 7 guys?
Yeah, probably go about 7. Maybe Dunmore will get to the 8th player, yes.
Borgia knocked around. Holman finally comes up with it. And this is the freshman Michael Rickard who's come on. When Karuba went down, Rickard stepped up in a big way, scored 28 points against Montrose. So an added value for the Vikings. Thielen.
Dunmore playing straight man-to-man as well on the defensive end.
Walsh to Grippy, hoop of the harm for Richie Grippy.
Yeah, that's what Danny Walsh can do. He can take the ball on the open floor, as you see, and he's great at finding his teammates, and then you see the bump on the head, so Grippy will go to the line.
Very good foul shooter, 89% on the season for the senior.
#1 in the conference.
First of all, number 21, Braden Field, his first.
Hits that one.
Riverside's
Grippy
first.
high this year, 21 against Carbondale. Didn't do very well against Riverside, did Grippy. Last time they met, just 2 of 12 from the floor. A good start for the senior. This is Karuba, number 55. Wore 5 some of the year, won 55 for 1 game, had a good game, said I'm sticking with it.
Yeah, right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it,
Nope.
as they say.
Rickard a step back 2.
Notice Kadaro gets the start tonight for Dunmore as well.
And we'll see Mark Rinaldi in there, and that's probably as much as you'll see from Dunmore. It's like man-to-man.
Now you see this little size advantage though for Riverside, so they control the glass too. That could be a problem for Dunmore.
Bucks out in front by 4. Rickard with good hands knocks it away. Not a backcourt violation. Walsh matched up against Echeverria. Fangio maybe feeling it again for the senior. 2 in a row for Nate Fangio.
Well, you see he spots up and he knows that Danny Walsh is going to find him, and Walsh draws the help defense, and he does find him, and Fangio knocks it down.
Group with a pump fake. And Javera knocked it out of bounds, and it will remain Riverside ball. What we talked about?
You see the pitch. Walsh draws the defense and finds Fangio in the corner.
Last time these two teams met, 59-48 was the score over in Dunmore in the first half. 2 halves in Lackawanna Division III. You find Echeverria down low.
Yeah, Evan Karuba went off for 27 that game for Riverside.
Echeverria stepped up his game too. He's had to since Karuba went down. Averages near double figures, about 9.
They'll need more scoring besides Karuba tonight, Bob, to win this one.
Daniel Walsh, what a nice touch he has. Well, knocked around a little bit.
And you see Riverside will slow it down. They thought about running. Oh, now Karuba.
Karuba gonna go to the line to shoot 2.
Well, that's what he's good at doing. Both he and Danny Walsh, they're great at driving, hanging, initiating contact, and getting themselves to the foul line. Karuba's been there 105 times. This is 106, and he missed some games, so he gets there quite often. And he's pretty good at it, 71% foul shooter.
Riverside, 1 shot.
Makes both. Cuts the lead to 3 for Dunmore.
And I didn't jinx him.
No, for once, right?
You see, Bob, Riverside playing off a little bit on certain guys, and they have to get up on Fangio to stop the 3, but they're kind of laying back on Borgia, keeping the ball out of the lane.
Riverside is switching. Coleman switches over to Fangio, so he takes him inside. Back for Grippy. He can hit from out there, and he does.
They're not normally a 3-point shooting team, but they're getting the look, so they might as well take them.
Yeah, just 65 coming in, and the freshman Rickard will go to the line to shoot a free throw to make it a 3-point play, and that's our first timeout. It's the Bucks by 4 in Taylor. Inside the Riverside huddle, down 4 here early on in this Lackawanna League matchup. Bob-Eye, Doug Walsh courtside. Rickard will go to the line to complete the 3-point play.
Yeah, you see the strong drive to the basket by Rickert. Drew the contact and stayed strong through it. Finished, and now he's got one left.
Freshman, 75% on the year, completes that one. Again, against Carbondale this year, he had 20 points, 4 from downtown.
Yeah,
Michael Ricker's really come in and played well.
And they got Reyes in the game too. He's a sophomore. They got another guy, Antonacci. You may see him a little later, another sophomore. So they're mixing guys in with the seniors.
Daniel Walsh on the ball, gives it up to Borgia. Borgia's going to step back out and slow it down.
You see they're sagging off a little bit, Bob, trying to stop the drive, daring them to shoot it. You know, they did make 3 threes already, but that's uncharacteristic for Dunmore. So Riverside will let them shoot those.
Look underneath. Borgia, second time tonight, no good from the 3-point shot. Goes out of bounds over to the Vikings.
You see Cadaro tried to run it down, anticipated where it was going to carry him off. He just couldn't grab it. Straight man-to-man by Dunmore. You'll probably see them throw some zone in here a little bit because Riverside doesn't shoot it that well from beyond the arc, but if they can stop the drive, they'll stay man-to-man.
It will stay to the Vikings. Fangio's foot was on the line.
Man-to-man on the out of bounds under. Always dangerous. See Dunmore doing the same thing. Oh, they are in zone this time, 2-3.
Holman remains in the game. Back to Rickert off the mark.
Yeah, see, if you're Dunmore, you can live with that. You don't mind them shooting jumpers.
Fangio. Walsh, pop, shot, good. Daniel Walsh, first points for 3.
It's number 10, Daniel Walsh.
They only had 4 threes the entire game last year. They already have 4 in the first 7 minutes. But you got to credit Dunmore doing a good job taking what Riverside is giving them.
Reyes, he likes to get out there and shoot. Run down by Echeverria.
Riverside's a real good offensive rebounding team.
Six-point lead, trying to add to that. Fangio, no good. He gets it back. Little 8-footer, count it. Timeout, Mike Morgan. 45 seconds left in this first quarter, and suddenly it's a run on, put on by the Bucks.
As you see the pitch, the good rebound, the run down, and then they find Fangio. That's a tough little shot he made there with a 15-footer in the corner. He's hot already, though, Fangio. He must like, you know, some guys, Bob, they like playing against certain teams. They like playing, like, obviously this guy likes playing against Riverside because he had a real good game last time, and he's off to a real good start already with 8 of their 17.
Yep. So a 5-0 run. And we take a look at our matchup tonight. Well, Fangio and Echeverria, they're matched up now. Right now, Fangio's leading that.
Fangio certainly has the upper hand there. He's, like I said before, he's getting a lot more playing time since Tommy Doherty went down for the year. Marcus Echeverria isn't really a scorer, and he's going to be asked probably now to contain Nate Fangio. Any scoring they get out of him would be a plus, but he's a real good rebounder. You saw him run that offensive rebound down last possession.
Congratulations.
These two teams met in the district playoffs last year in the first round, Doug, and in that game, Dunmore won by 14, 47-33. Dunmore ended up finishing 15-7 on the year. The Vikings reversed that 7-15.
Yeah, Dunmore's had the upper hand of late. They won this game in the first half, as we said before, too. So they kind of have Riverside's number right now.
Into Holman. Got to use the glass on that.
Yeah, they ran a good set out of the timeout, and they got Holman the ball. That's exactly what they wanted. He just couldn't convert.
So it looks like Reyes with the long arms will pick up Fangio. And Javaria is on Daniel Walsh, the other scorer.
That's exactly what Coach Morgan wanted to do. He wanted to get Reyes in the game.
Go.
A little length on Fangio.
Waiting for the last second shot.
You'll see Walsh drive it and try to kick it.
Trying to add to that 5-0 run. They do 8-0 run to end the first quarter. And the Bucks suddenly jump on 11 over the hometown Vikings on senior night. 1 quarter in the book in Taylor. It's all Bucks here tonight.
You're watching Wendy's High School Hoops on MyTV WQMY.
We are back at the home of the Vikings in Riverside. Right now, they trail the Bucks of Dunmore by 11 points. Bye-bye, Doug Walsh. Here on MyTV, glad you could join us. A big run at the end of the quarter. Doug, an 8-0 run for Dunmore.
Yeah, and that spells trouble for Riverside because they don't want to play fast, Bob, but if they're going to try to get back in this, they're going to have to play a little bit faster than they would like.
One big surprise, 5 3-pointers in that quarter for Dunmore. They only came in with 65. This guy's been hot, Fangio. I think he's got to step out, I guess, huh?
Yeah, there's your guy, Rinaldi,
How
with the
about
offensive
Grippy?
possession, getting another possession.
Another 3, this one for Richie Grippy, his second. He has 9 already.
This must be a good shooting gym, Bob.
Or something.
Yeah, this is certainly a score and a pace that Dunmore wants.
Well, Reyes ends that drought. The sophomore is 19-3 on the season. Let's see if that sparks this team.
You see they have Antonacci in the game. Riverside does, another sophomore too. So they got 2 sophomores and 3 sophomores and a freshman now in there with Karuba.
And Mark Rinaldi in for Dunmore, number 23. Fangio fouled, he'll shoot 2.
Well, you see Danny Walsh, he sees the floor so well. I think, too, he likes playing with Fangio because Fangio gets to spots in his line of vision, and Walsh usually finds him. See Fangio. He struggles a little bit at the foul line. That's one thing I never understand. Good shooters sometimes struggle at the foul line. He only shoots 43% from the line.
Look good on a couple of those. And Javaria stripped by Grippy. That's going the other way, I think. Fangio got the shoulder into the freshman.
Yeah. Good job. A couple smiles on the Dunmore guys' faces, but that's what they want. They want to get the ball out and run, and they want to run off their defense. You see the strip here by Grippy, and his foot was not on the line. It was up in the air. The pitch ahead to Fangio, and yep, stationary. Good take.
In their last game, the score was 30-21 at the half.
And you see, too, now, with this lineup with Riverside, it's not their best offensive rebounding team, so they're instructed now to just get back, try to stop Dunmore's fast breaking.
Walsh to the baseline. The kick around to Grippy. Another one for Richie Grippy.
If you're Dunmore, you're really thrilled with this, and if you're Riverside, you're like, holy mackerel, are they ever going to miss? A little uncharacteristic, though, all these threes, Bob.
Yes. And Rickard stepped out of bounds. He will go back over to the Bucks. Holman back in. He'll replace Rickard. So a little bit bigger lineup now for Riverside.
Yeah, and I'm imagining you're going to see the ball go inside to Holman as much as they possibly can. Relying too much on jumpers, Riverside is, and they're down 15.
Fangio's not afraid to shoot it.
No, he's not.
But he's better off being outside the line tonight.
He's confident, that's for sure. He just got a quick release, too.
Karuba downtown. Good.
They needed that.
12th three on the season.
Still manageable if you're Riverside. You slowly but surely crawl back into this. Maybe try to get it down to.
Well, defensively, you have to get on the threes because that's all Dunmore seems to be making.
Yeah. They're doing a good job stopping the drive. They're just not getting out on the shooters.
7 threes already in the first half for the Bucks. Borges is going to try for another one. No good. But Fangio rips it down the board. Another timeout going to be called by Mike Morgan.
That's at 30. They'll stay right here. You see Fangio, pretty athletic, runs this down, and then the nice little kiss off the glass. Coach Morgan is beside himself over there, Bob. He doesn't. His whole game plan has gone out the window. They wanted to stop the drive. They drive it a little bit, but they never counted on all these offensive rebounds and all these three-point shots. That's for sure. So now, what do? You may have to pressure a little more.
We're going to take a look at the Bucks' schedule down the stretch here. Of course, they lost to Holy Cross, a tough one, and the biggest loss I think they suffered and they talked about was just a lapse in Carbondale. But yeah. Carbondale's playing well in the second half, so Dunmore is a little upset at that. But
Bobby Selitsky and Landon Gamble, and they're right behind them. Dunmore in the. They might meet if it was held now, they would meet each other in the first round. Carbondale's they're up and down, but they've been playing well of late. And last year they upset Seminary in the districts.
So after the 32nd timeout, the Vikings back out. Dunmore remains in the man-to-man. Swinging around the Karuba, blocked by Borgia.
Yeah, they're going to get Borgia on a tackle, I think.
Well, he's had a lot of those this year for the Dunmore Bucks. Here you see it again.
Yeah, they got the knee in there, I guess.
Fourth foul on the Bucks, just 2 for the Vikings in the first half.
His first, team 4.
Dunmore 2-3 zone now. They're going to dare Riverside to shoot jumpers. If you're Riverside, though, you got to get it inside, I would think.
They're not looking to Echeverry inside.
Yeah, they're not.
They came in with 78-3, so they shoot a little bit more than Dunmore. Race has a nice stroke in front of the rim.
Yeah, the only problem with that is as a team, they don't even get to 30%, averaging 30. If you shoot threes, you'd like to be at 34, 35, 36%.
Timeout on the floor. 3:45, 14-point lead for the Bucks of Dunmore. We'll be right back. We are back at Riverside High School. The Vikings, the home team, trailing Dunmore 29-15. Tony Lacertoso in there. We talked about him, 14th season. He needed some scoring. He's fouled it tonight, way at the three-pointer.
Yeah, little uncharacteristic, as we said, but I think they'll stay with it. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Up 14.
Yeah. Now, on the other side, if you're Mike Morgan, you got a couple timeouts now, including the media one. You just have to work your way back into it.
Yeah, I think Holman has to get some touches inside, Bob, for the next 3.5 minutes here to end this half.
At one point in the first quarter, it was 12-9 in favor of Dunmore, and since then it's been all Bucks.
With Frankie Ruggiero in there, he was helping. They knew they were going to go inside. He snuck in from the opposite side and came up with the steal. Dunmore has to turn around and play tomorrow, as you said. They have to go to Western Wayne, and now Western Wayne lost their leading scorer in the division, Zach Rovinsky, so he is out for tomorrow for the rest of the year. So
Karuba had a hand on it, couldn't pull it in. So stays with the Bucks. Already 2 timeouts taken in this first half by Mike Morgan and the Vikings.
I think Riverside is a little bit disappointed with their rebounding, Bob. their calling card is the rebounding on both ends, and Dunmore is doing a much better job on the boards in this first half.
Walsh will take his time. It's double teamed in the corner. Borgia tried to force it. And it comes up to Donacci, up to Echeverria. And Karuba hauls it in. Echeverria thought about it. He's going to take Walsh down low. Riverside just not shooting the ball that well.
No, and you see Holman kept that ball alive. Got another possession for them, though.
Holman, he can shoot from out there. He had 8 on the season coming in.
Yeah, if you're Dunmore, though, you'll make him make it, that's for sure. You can take all.
That's the shot you want,
Yeah,
right?
he can take as many as you want.
And now Coach Lacertoso wants a timeout. Excuse me.
Yeah, I don't know
30 seconds.
what he wants to tell them. You know, sometimes you get a little, you know, you've worked real hard to get up 14. You don't want to let it slip away in the last minute or so, minute and a half, 2 minutes here. You want to play smart, get a couple good sets.
And we're going to go with what the Vikings have done down this stretch now. Of course, the tough loss in overtime to always with Old Forge, Holy Cross. They played them well. They led them at the half, Doug.
And that was Holy Cross's only loss in the first half.
Yeah.
But 2 out of the last 3 they've lost, so they need to get the ship righted. Yeah, and with the 3 losses in the second half, they are pretty much eliminated. There's only 3 left. Actually, they only have 2 left.
They have 2 left.
Yeah, but the
Dunmore
rest
has
of them
3.
only have 3
Right.
left. Yeah. And Holy Cross has already beaten Riverside, Mid-Valley, and Dunmore. So
Frank Ruggiero, 5'6" freshman in the game, number 35 for Dunmore. Getting some playing time here towards the end of the half.
yes, not much of a scoring unit out there for Dunmore, so they're happy to run some clock now. It looks like they're actively running time off.
That's why Coach called the timeout.
Yeah, I'm not so sure I would do it. Okay.
Walsh got the board right back. That sums up the first half for the Vikings. Can't get in for the rebound, and Holman does his job, and we'll go over to Riverside.
Yeah, Dunmore really doing very active on the offensive glass. And I'm pretty sure that was the game plan coming in for Riverside. We got to rebound the ball, and they're not going by the game plan.
So Antonacci going to run the ship tonight on this play as Karuba takes a seat. Rickert cut off from the baseline.
Well, Ruggiero playing great defense. Stop the drive, and then a good help there.
Take him down the middle, good move, and scoop it in from Michael Rickert.
Well, you see why they like him, Bob, as a freshman, getting a lot of playing time.
5 for Rickert. Lead down to 12.
They may hold for 1 this time now. I just, you know, when you're in a nice rhythm, you keep. I say keep going. You know. I mean, I go for taking 1 now, but the last possession, I think they got a little too deliberate. Now he's going to try to drive it, and maybe come up with a high screen and roll.
Walsh turn around, no good. Bounced around and stays with Dunmore. 0.4 on the clock.
Now that's time for a catch and shoot. If it was 3, it would only be a 0.3. It would only be a tip in allowed. But so you have to get this real quick and throw it right up.
Blocked out, and that will do it. So the Bucks use a big run midway through the first, add on to it in the second, and they take a 12-point lead into halftime. When we return, we'll preview our next live game on MyTV WQMY, which will be Tuesday as Tunkhannock takes on Nanticoke. Then Doug and I will be back with some halftime highlights.
Nanticoke came into this season with only a handful of players back who helped the Trojans cap a super season last year with a loss in the PIAA State 4A.
Because we were a young team, we were losing a lot of seniors last year. We lost 5 starters last year, so I think this year we just all came together as a whole and played together as a team.
Well, last year's team was great. We lost a bunch of seniors who really put Nanticoke basketball back on the map. These guys bought into our team philosophy of sharing the basketball, playing tough defense. They were eager to fill those roles, and right now we're on a good run.
Have they surprised you?
Surprised, I think the efficiency of our practices is a little surprising with young guys, and the maturity in tight games at the end is a little surprising. But these guys are guys that have played basketball their whole lives. They've been looking forward to this opportunity, and they're making the most of it.
The Trojans don't start any seniors, but they do have talent.
A lot. There's a lot of talent from the younger guys, especially Trey and Jake Krapinski, his brother.
We knew that Nate Kreitzer and Trajan Krapinski had returning minutes from last year, but our freshman Jake Krapinski has played great. Colby Baczynski's a first-year starter. He's doing tremendous. And we have a guy, Dylan Chahusky, that's like an unsung hero. He just rebounds and plays defense. He scored some tonight, but he's just one of those quality guys that brings everybody together.
What's the best part of this year's team?
Winning games, the crowd, just all the energy that we have in this team.
A junior sharpshooter, Nate Kreitzer, leads the team in threes with nearly 60 on the season. The Trojans can shoot from anywhere on the floor.
Nanticoke's known to shoot the three. We like to let it fly. Trey's our inside guy, and everybody else is free to let it rip.
How often do you practice those shots?
Not much.
No step-back threes or anything?
Sometimes setbacks I practice, but not the really long ones like that.
In Tunkhannock, the Tigers under second-year coach Spencer Lunger came into the season with all of the ingredients to contend for the Wyoming Valley Division II title.
I'm senior led by 3 really good seniors. Sean Harder, he's averaging probably about 14 a game, and I have a junior in Tyler Fox who's averaging about 18 a game, and he's really been coming on strong here the last couple of games, averaging over 20. So, but we have 5-6 guys that could really do it, and it's anybody on any given night.
So he kind of revived our program a lot. He brought in a lot of energy. He's very offensive minded, so our offense has been good. Brought in a great defense too. So just everything about him has been great.
While the Tiger program is on the rise, unexpected losses have mounted up this season for a team picked 3rd in the division. Tunkhannock has a big win over Holy Redeemer early on in this season, but are 3-3 in their last 6 games.
Just haven't been playing our best. Like against Holy Redeemer, we put 4 good quarters together. Now we're putting 2, maybe 3. We're not putting 4 together.
4 really tough losses. So that's a big difference. So far it's been a little tough, but we're hoping to get back on track. So
the Tigers have to get back on track if they want to return to the District 2 4A playoffs.
Do or die. So we got to give it everything we have and just leave it all on the course so we have no regrets at the end.
We're a lot better than 9 wins. We're going to surprise some people if we make playoffs. Even if we're a low seed, we'll surprise some people.
We are back in Taylor, Riverside, trailing the Dunmore Bucks 29-17. Bye-bye, Doug Walsh, courtside, a 17-6 run by the Bucks, and you can see they're up 12 points.
Yeah, a lot of threes. They're playing well in transition. They're doing a real good job at both ends on the glass. So they're really outplaying Riverside so far.
How about 7 threes in all? And they really can nailing it from downtown for a team that came in with just 65 on the season.
As you said, it's not 65 in a year, and they've already got 7 now. So, but they're doing a good job. They're taking what Riverside's given them, Bob, and they're knocking down those shots.
Let's take a look at the first half highlights if we can.
Yeah, you see, Riverside wants to take advantage of the size advantage with Holman. They do a nice job there, and Danny Walsh in transition off that steal from Grippy, and then you see Fanjo from Walsh for a long-range 3. And then the dump down inside to Echeverria. Riverside has to keep getting the ball inside. And you see Fanjo kicks it to Walsh, and Walsh around the horn to Grippy for another 3 ball. So, Walsh is getting a lot of assists, and so is Fanjo. And Fanjo returns the favor, gets one out to Walsh. Walsh for a 3 ball. So everything going pretty well for Dunmore.
Yeah, pretty good. Here's
You see
Grippy again.
the extra pass by Fangio. Good team basketball. You know, I have an open shot, but my teammate has a better one. So, and then the athleticism of Fangio on the glass.
And then we saw a little athleticism here from the future of the Vikings.
Yeah, they like this guy, Mike Richter. You know, he drives it well. He's athletic. He can score. So he certainly is the future.
So leading scorer, Fangio, had those 2 threes in the first quarter. He's got 9 total points. Also 9 for Richie Grippy, 3 for Walsh, and 3 for Borgia. For the Vikings, Karuba and Rickard both have 5, Reyes 3, Echeverria 2, and Holman 2, and that's your scoring. And we're underway here in the third quarter. If you're Riverside, you're down 12. What do you have to do better?
Well, you have to play better on the defensive end, that's for sure, and you have to rebound the basketball. Now, Dunmore already has 29, and we said if they get to 45 or 50, that's a good score for them. So if you're Riverside, you've got to hold them to 16, 18 points in this second half if you're going to try to come back and win this one.
Grippy rims it in and out. Maybe it's that basket to our right.
Yeah, maybe. Riverside's not built to score a lot of points, Bob, so they have to shut Dunmore down.
So Karuba gets it back at the point, guarded by Borgia. This is Thiel to Rickard. He's guarded by Grippy, the senior. No one flashing inside. There goes Holman. Holman gets it, and that's what you want to see.
Yeah, I mean, Holman has to get 10, 12 touches down low in this second half, and maybe 8 or 10 shots on those touches. And then, you know, when they collapse on him, then maybe kick it back outside. But he's certainly the biggest guy on the floor, and he has a huge advantage down low, so they have to get him the basketball.
Before this game got underway, in between the JV game, was senior night for the cheerleaders and the basketball team. And that is Borgia. He hits his first.
Yeah.
That's his second, excuse me.
It keeps raining threes down here in Riverside. The old adage, too, you live by the 3, you die by the 3, and certainly Dunmore is living by the 3.
Tonight they are. But you can't play in this gym all the time, so you have to go back home.
Yeah.
And they do have a game tomorrow.
Yeah, Western Wayne, a makeup game from a long time ago with all the snow days.
Borgia running the floor. Got it.
Yeah, you see what they do. You can run off your defense and you can run off your rebounding. Danny Walsh pushes it up, and Fangio loves running the floor.
Oh, did I say Borgia? That's my fault. Fangio.
There's
Holman there.
There's Holman again. Yeah. Yeah, he's got to touch it almost every time.
3 on 2. Ricker may have passed that a little bit too early. Back is Borgia for the easy lay-in. Let's see if Mike Morgan wants to call a quick timeout again.
You see the great defense by Danny Walsh. Danny Walsh, he doesn't have to score to beat you, Bob. He does so many things so well. You know, he was defending right there to stop that basket too. He comes up with the steal. He sees his teammates. He handles the pressure like he's doing now. He doesn't care about scoring. He can score if he wants, if he need him to, but he doesn't have to. See again, the lead is up to 15, and 15 is hard to make up for Riverside the way they play.
Grippy's going to get the foul. His first, team's first of the half. Jerry Longo now in for the Bucks. As Coach Lacertoso, knowing there's a game tomorrow, probably going to go to the bench.
Yeah. I don't know that he knows that the best player for Western Wayne will not be playing tomorrow night, though.
Well, Micah Rickert, hot shooting continues. Back to a 12-point lead.
Yeah, nice play drawn up on the inbounds play. Got Rickert a wide open 3.
Jarrow back in. He replaces Grippy.
Yeah, I think you're right, Bob. Tony Lacertoso is using a lot of guys because of that game tomorrow.
I think we had a wet floor over in the corner to the right. There's a man with a A mop out, Doug.
Yeah, little spillage. No food or drinks in the gymnasium. Somebody broke the rules.
Well, also you carry in the snow from the outside. If maybe you went outside at halftime. That's completed, and we'll get the ball over to the Bucks.
Yeah, good job by referee Danny Liuzzo. You don't want anybody slipping and going down hard.
Well, Steve Borgia, he's just a sophomore. Back up to Ruggiero. Longo.
See,
not many ball handlers in and not many scorers either for the Bucks.
I was just going to say that. You're absolutely right. Yeah, they only have 2 scorers on the floor at Dunmore right now. And I think they were trying to run a little bit of clock. They were running the old flex offense that Gary Williams made famous at Boston College. And that's usually designed to get a layup inside or to eat some clock up.
Holman trying to take Fangio off the dribble. Gets his own board. That's a hustle.
Yeah, they're hanging around. They're still in it. Holman doing a good job keeping them in it in this 3rd quarter.
Holman has 6 in this quarter.
You see the pace of the game is a little bit slower now, Bob. That is to Riverside's advantage.
But you need to score points and get defensive stops.
Exactly right.
Longo. Not why you don't want him shooting if you're Dunmore.
No. You may
Rickard.
see a timeout here if they score.
And Javaria down to 8. With the media timeout looming, what does Coach Lacertoso do?
He thought about it, but he's gonna have to get one now this trip if they score.
Yep.
He
dropped his papers.
He thought about it last time. He looked up at the clock. He almost went to the referee and called it. He said, all right, I'll give him one more possession, but let's see what happens on this possession. But Coach Morgan thought that Karuba got fouled on that play, but no whistle.
Walsh out there. The only scorers really out there are Walsh and Fangio. Walsh has it. Back out to Borgia. Now we're going to run the clock down for Dunmore.
A couple of high screens. I think they're happy working some clock. Takes you a little out of your rhythm, though. They had things going pretty well on the offensive end. Now they're going to clear it and try to drive it.
Right to Longo. Blocked by Holman.
Holman doing a real good job bringing Riverside back. Both ends of the floor.
Rickard, step back 3. That would have erupted the crowd here. Goes out and stays Viking ball, and it will be immediate timeout. 2:07 remaining. And the lead down to just 8 for the Bucks. Well, the Vikings fans are back in this game. Their team on a 7-0 run. Suddenly a 15-point lead for Dunmore. Down to 8, Doug Walsh.
Yeah, just what the doctor ordered for Riverside in this 3rd quarter. Lots of Holman and good defense and rebounding.
Rippy back in the game.
Zone this time for Dunmore.
In the Holman. See if they can match up with the zone. No foul. Rickard wanted it. Looking to the official. So Karuba is on the bench, the senior, for Riverside. Dunmore with a drought and about 3 minutes of not scoring.
Yeah, they're going to need something going toward the hole. Maybe somebody spotting up on the perimeter.
Borgia cut off. Into Rinaldi. Good look from Daniel Walsh.
Yeah, good post move by Rinaldi down low. And Dunmore needed that basket, as you said. They were on a drought. Lead back up to double digits.
Under a minute to play in the third quarter. Back to a 10-point advantage for Dunmore.
You got to be patient now if you're Riverside. You don't have to take any bad shots. Work yourself around for a good one.
Going a little motion offense against the man-to-man. Reyes pop shot back of the rim. Pump fake for Reyes. And Echeverria's there twice to get the rebound.
Yeah, another possession for Riverside. Good job by Echeverria pulling down the rebound. As I said before, they're a good offensive rebounding team. 10 to shoot. Walsh sees it. He knows it. He's going to keep it as long as he can now.
Lost it. Regains it. And Echeverria a rebound.
3 quarters.
And our third quarter is in the books. So a 10-point lead still for the Bucks. Can the Vikings get back in this one on senior night? So a little bit of a run by Riverside, then Dunmore gets a 2-pointer towards the end, and back to a 10-point lead for the Dunmore Bucks. Bye-bye, Doug Walsh courtside. Riverside with the ball. What do they need to? How quickly do they need to get it down?
Well, the first couple of minutes here are crucial for both teams, Bob. Riverside's got to go back to getting the ball inside. There they do it to Holman, and they need to get a basket or two early, and then they have to shut Dunmore down.
Echeverria short. Riverside has not shot the ball all that well. Just 28 points in 3 quarters. Fangio slowed down a little, but he didn't slow down to get that board. He's all over the place tonight. A little smile going back.
Yeah, good job by Holman boxing out, but the rebound came out long. When you shoot long shots, you get long rebounds. Fangio knew it, and he ran it down. You see the dump down to him. He is so athletic. He anticipates well. He knows where the carom's going to come off. He's a pretty good player, Dave Fangio.
He's got 13. Leading scorer for Dunmore.
Right, Mike Rickard can score.
Rickard playing well.
Still 10, but you see them in their full court pressure. If you're Riverside, you got to be careful they don't break it and get an easy one, though.
Karuba has been on the bench most of the third, now into this fourth quarter, the senior. You don't want to speculate he's re-injured or if it's just a coach's decision at this point.
Well, you would hope he's not injured. He's had some tough luck.
Of course, he had 27 the first time they met. We talked about that early in the game.
Yeah, as a sophomore, tore his ACL. He was out 7 months. And as a junior, he missed 6 games with a foot infection. He sprained his ankle the first game this year, and then he had a groin injury the last 2-3 weeks ago. So he's had some bad luck.
Now you suspect Dunmore going to waste a little bit of time.
It's taking them out of their rhythm a little bit on the offensive end.
Knocked away, right into the hands of the freshman. Down 10, Riverside. Can they get back into it? Blocked by Grippy. Coast to coast for Richie Grippy. Theo gets a hand on it, but he's going to be called for the foul.
Yeah, you like that. Good foul by Theo. Nothing harmful or dangerous there, but he couldn't give him the easy one. You see the push, and it's he got a lot of ball, but maybe got a little hand there as well.
Grippy 1 for 1 from the line tonight.
Yeah. You can put these in the book, Bob. He's over 90%, the best in the division. And he's confident there, too. That's half the battle when you're on the foul line.
Uncle Paul probably happy about those 2 shots.
And Panache, I'm not so sure that they want that quick shot.
Mike Morgan just now You don't see him sit down that much. He's been sitting now since the start of the fourth quarter. When it's not your night, it's not your night.
Yeah. Fangio again.
Fangio,
Oh,
player of the game. He's all over the place.
Boy, he came all the way from the wing and tipped it to himself. He knew he couldn't get it. He tipped it to himself, and he came down with that rebound. Forced a jump ball, and he gets another possession. Dangerous time here for Riverside.
What can you say?
He's having a ball game, that's for sure.
He likes shooting here, no doubt about that.
Yeah,
16 for the senior. Hoop on a harm, nice take by Braden Thiel, the senior. His first 2 of the night.
Nate Fangio would like to play against Riverside every time out.
Rinaldi comes out. A little bit round of applause from the Dunmore faithful here.
Thiel shoots about 58% from the line.
Sophomore Borgia over to another sophomore, Daniel Walsh.
Coach Lazartoso calling a play out, so they're not consciously going to stall it, but they wouldn't mind taking 35, 40 seconds off the clock each possession and then trying to score.
3 sophomores and 2 seniors on the floor for Dunmore. Inside. Good look on the opposite side, but Fangio can't convert. We're going to get a push underneath. It's going to go against the Bucks.
Yeah, I think Ross Cordaro with a little push from behind on the rebound. He didn't like the call.
No.
Nobody ever likes the call. Nobody ever commits a foul, do they?
Nope. So Karuba's back in the game now. Reston, let's see if he can give them a little spark.
Well, he's going to have to try to drive it now for the rest of this game and maybe try to find Holman still inside. You see Rickert doing a nice job driving it.
Foul, 2 for the freshman. And he's aggressive tonight. It's paying off.
Yeah, he's likes to drive it. Thought about the shot and got his defender in the air, so he said, okay, let me drive it.
He's 1 for 1 from the line.
He's a pretty good shooter, 75%, although he missed that one. He got a lot of points this year, too, so, I mean, he's getting a lot of playing time. 190 points for Riverside this year.
It's the second.
Still manageable if you're Riverside, but you really have to clamp down on the defensive end.
Well, if they want to foul and get them to the line, they only have committed 1 foul in the half.
Yeah. Dunmore's not a bad foul shooting team either.
Up for Rickert. With the left hand, count it. 10-point lead.
Still alive. Fangio thought about shooting another one.
Coach is right there. You don't do it in front of the coach, do you? Hold, foul, and that'll be our timeout. 3:39 left. Still a 10-point lead for the Dunmore Bucks. Back at Riverside, the Vikings trail the Bucks by 10 now. Foul was committed by Marcos Echeverria, the senior. Second team foul for the Vikings. 5 for Dunmore.
That's what I was going to say to you, Bob. Now, do you start to foul now? Because you've got to commit 3 or 4 fouls just to get near the bonus, you know. I always used to have a bomb squad. I used to have some guys in there to go in there and just commit right now, like commit 2 or 3 fouls to get you close to the bonus, you know. And
why aren't you coaching anymore?
I was losing too much sleep after all my losses.
Okay. I don't know if the bomb squad wasn't paying off for you. I don't know. Are you using the bomb squad too much?
We used to practice it, and they used to embrace it, the kids. It was kind of fun.
Fangio getting the roll here in Riverside.
When it's going good, it's going good.
19 for Nate Fangio. Rickard trying to counter, no good.
Yeah, see, Dunmore staying aggressive. This guy, he's unstoppable at times. Only a sophomore, too, so Dunmore's in good hands.
Dunmore's number 3, Nate Fangio. That's his third.
Yeah, 15 at this time. You see Danny Walsh with a strong move.
Team 6th.
If I'm Holman, I give him a good bump there and don't even let him get that shot off.
Field to the line to shoot 2.
Riverside's Braden Thiel shooting 1.
It's still doable if you're Riverside. Yeah, I mean, it's an uphill battle, that's for sure, but
Right in Echeverria, how about 3 points? That's a good way to get back into
yeah,
it.
that was a good trip. And they got a breakaway, look at that.
Fangio fouled by Thiel to the line to complete the 3-point play.
And he slipped behind the defense. They found him, and he can do no wrong tonight, Nate Fangio.
He really can't.
And then he even got the ball and gave it to the official. He's doing everything.
22 for Nate Fangio. His high coming in was 21 against Lackawanna Trail.
Yeah, long-range bomb there by Rickard, so still doable.
Freshman keeping them in the game. A little more pace than we saw for a couple quarters. Under 3, make it 2.5 to play. That's a foul by Echeverria.
Yeah. And I think you're probably going to see them foul immediately now every time the ball comes in bounds. You know, one thing about fouling like this, and their defense is good. Sometimes they can steal the ball on the inbounds pass, although not that time they weren't ready. But a little half-court trap.
Riverside being aggressive.
They got it. Yeah, they got it.
They did. Rickard. Late pass. Fangio. How about 2 more? The easy way.
He's going to have a good weekend, Nate Fangio.
Like 24. Well, one senior's scoring at least.
Yeah.
It's on another team.
He's got to do this again in a couple nights. It's senior night at Dunmore. I think Riverside's not going to foul. They're putting up the white flag.
90 to play.
Yeah, Tony Lacertoso saying keep it out, so they might not even try to score.
Into Grippy. Easy lay-in.
Reggie Grippy with the assist from Walsh.
Walsh so good at handling the pressure and through double teams and finds his teammate. Here comes the senior, Devin O'Connor, senior night.
Devin O'Connor checks in for Riverside, number 4. Substitutions for the Bucks.
Yeah, mass substitutions, so both teams are calling off the dogs.
Well, that got the crowd probably the loudest we've heard them since the beginning of the game. Devin O'Connor, number 4. Devin O'Connor underneath for 2 on senior night.
Yeah, they're going to try to get him the ball as much as they can, get him some more points. You see Mihal and Haggerty, Magerio. They're going to try. You can't tell these kids not to score. You got to let them play as well. But
And Mike Morgan's going to let his seniors play out the game.
yeah,
Echeverria, Thiel, and Holman, the seniors on the floor for the Vikings.
and Dunmore doing the right thing, holding it out, not trying to score.
So Dunmore's come in to Taylor with an on a mission. And they rained the threes down like it was Christmas Eve. Because they popped and shot from downtown tonight. And they will pick up win number 11 on the season. The final score, the Bucks 57, the Vikings 43. When Doug and I return, we will be on the floor with the players of the game. We'll recap this game and we'll get you set for Tuesday night's matchup down in the Wyoming Valley Conference.
You're watching Wendy's High School Hoops on MyTV WQMY.
So the Dunmore Bucks pull out a 57-43 win over Riverside on senior night. And joining us are players of the game. First up, Richie Grippy. And boy, you guys came in. You don't always shoot the threes, but they were going down tonight.
Definitely. You know, when you're making shots like that, it's easy to get a lot of other things going. We played real well tonight. It all starts with our defense, and that's what we were trying to focus on. We just stuck to the game plan, and we were happy to knock some down.
Coach mentioned when I talked to him this week about getting scoring. Is that something you guys really want to emphasize now?
Definitely, especially as seniors. I know I could speak for Nate, too, that we had to step up. This was a big game. We needed this win, and we want to carry some momentum going into further games, so it was good to make some shots.
Yeah, a couple more games. You have Western Wayne tomorrow night, and then a couple more to the end of the season. You want to end on a high note, but then how do you guys feel like going into districts that you want to be playing?
We feel confident. We have a lot of good young players, and we're definitely ready to play. Like I said before, it starts with our defense, and we know we're athletic enough to get steals and run in transition, and if we do that, I think we'll be good.
How about this guy tonight? Have you seen him shoot that many threes before?
No, he was money. He was money.
Okay, Money, come in here. Nate Fangio, 27. Thanks, Richie. Were you practicing those threes at home?
Yeah, you know, in practice, always shooting them when you got extra time.
What was the emphasis going out early on? You wanted to get a big lead, probably?
Yeah, you know, our coach really wanted us to get a lead, get out running, get scoring, and, you know, put them in a hole real quick. And that's always our game plan. We came out physical, aggressive, and we got a big lead.
You guys playing, you look like you're getting better and better, even though you lost Holy Cross the other night. You feel like you're getting that momentum going into the districts that you want?
Yeah, you know, I really feel like we're getting our momentum together. You know, starting five, you know, Richie had a big game tonight, Danny Walsh, Steve Borgia, everyone contributed tonight, and I feel like that's the momentum we need to get into the district playoffs.
Season high, 24 tonight. Career high?
I believe so, yeah, I think so.
Career?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Good job, Nate. We'll see you in the playoffs. Let's bring Coach Walsh back in. And, boy, that kid was shooting the lights out tonight, wasn't he?
Well, I told him, I said, I used to play baseball against his uncle, Victor Fangio, who was a football player. I don't know where he got the basketball. Maybe his father, Corey, taught him the basketball, but he sure had a great night tonight.
Big win for Dunmore. That shows what type of team they can be. Riverside, though, maybe senior night got to them. Though a little bit of a wait till we started. You don't know what happened.
Well, you know, it's in a 12-round fight. They were down in the first 3 rounds. They got punched out early. You know, Fangio comes out and knocks down all those threes. They were hot as pistols to start the ball game. So it's kind of hard to recover from that when you play that style of play.
Both teams now headed to the AAA district playoffs. Couple more games left, and they can give some fits to the Wyoming Seminary and the Holy Redeemers.
I wouldn't want to play Dunmore right now, especially the way they played tonight.
Let's switch gears a little bit. We do have a game on Tuesday. We'll be down the Wyoming Valley Conference. Tunkhannock, Nanticoke. That's a Division II Wyoming Valley Conference game. I saw Nanticoke the other night. Nate Kreitzer, you're talking about three-point shooter. He may be the best in the region.
Well, your point, and that piece was fabulous on it. They lost everybody, Johnny Biggs. They went to the Eastern Conference Final last year. They lost everybody. They are 16-3. That is a dangerous team. They are good.
Tunkhannock, though, meanwhile, they've been up and down, but they could be good, and they have size in there.
They can score a lot. Fox can hit the three. He's got range. You'll see that. That's going to be a score fest, I would imagine, in Nanticoke. I think that might be around the 60s, the score of that game.
Okay, Doug and I will be down at Nanticoke. You can see it live on MyTV Tuesday at 7:30. We'll give you a quick preview. I will give you one more. Binghamton we have next week. You do the Binghamton games. We have against Stony Brook. We have Tommy Dempsey. We have Timmy Rose from Scranton Prep, Abington Heights, J.C. Shaw. We'll give you a preview of them on Tuesday. How about you give me a quick preview? We'll see them next Thursday live right here on MyTV.
Yeah, a week yesterday, Stony Brook comes into town, and some of our guys are going to be there, right? You're going to be up there, right? Bob produces some of the games, and Timmy Hyman does play-by-play, and I do color for the home games at Binghamton for ESPN3. It should be exciting.
It's nice to see the local boys doing well at the Division I level.
Oh, that's for sure. Rose and Shao and Coach Dempsey, and you guys do a great job too. And it should be fun.
Okay, that's going to wrap it up from here. The final score, once again, Dunmore wins this one, 57-43. For Doug Walsh, the entire Fox 56 Sports crew, this is Bob Hyde saying so long from Taylor.
You're watching Wendy's High School Hoops on MyTV WQMY.